Hi, this is Makolas Pukani, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We're still embarking on the topic that speaks about building trust with others. And this is part 2 of this great topic today. And I want you to join us as we deal with some different topics in this particular topic today. Now, the first topic that I want to touch, or the first element of building trust with others that I want to touch today, is that make careful decisions. Now, why making careful decisions does build trust is because of the following. Because there are some decisions that are not calculated enough, that after making those decisions, therefore, they need you to withdraw them. And when you withdraw those decisions, you have already raised the hopes of other people, and therefore you are destroying them. Let's give you an example. Now, as a young man, you need what we call careful decision, particularly when it comes to relationship. If you are going to propose a lady and you promise the marriage, for instance, I'm giving an example, and because it's very common with young men, and you have not actually made that decision carefully, and therefore you threw yourself in it, you are uncalculative about it, and therefore you promise this particular individual. Then few months down the line, or even a year or two down the line, after promising them, after making a decision that you want to marry them, you are therefore turning your back, deciding otherwise, that I'm not continuing with this particular relationship. I'm not continuing with this particular decision that I've made. Yes, I've made decision, I'm marrying you, but now I'm changing my mind. Remember that will cause a damage that may be irreparable. Because if you may have done or made a decision earlier, with the calculation before, you may have done or made a decision with more carefulness from the beginning. You may have not even proposed this lady in the beginning, because you proposed this lady because you were not careful with your decisions. And I'm emphasizing that is very important, that the decisions that you make become therefore calculative. You become somebody who make careful decisions, that before you make a decision, you would have thought through that decision. You would have gone through the pros and cons of that decision, so that when you finalize, I'm going for it, it is a decision that you've made up your mind about. And this is the same that we have seen people making decisions of marrying individuals, and within no time, they've already filing divorce. They're already filing divorce. And because if you have actually calculated your reasoning from the beginning, you have actually worked out on a proper decision that you know that you've made up your mind about, that will be very key, because it will be actually helping you not to find yourself breaking hearts of people because of the decisions that you've made. Now, the decisions that you make should be well thought of. There must be careful decisions as well. Besides hating people, some of the people and some of the young people have made decisions in lives that became very detrimental to them. And some of you have made decisions actually to embark on drugs, maybe based on how you were influenced by your friends. We don't know. But because you were influenced by your friends, you made decisions on your own. Because remember, there's nobody who will force you to do things that you don't want to do. You have been influenced instead by your own friends, and you had to make your own decision. Now, if you're not careful enough with your own decision, you may find yourself that you've made a decision that drags your life into a hole. And we have seen people that have actually thrown themselves into drugs. Some of them are actually alcohol addicts, and some of them are actually living with a lot of addictions in their lives, that because they've made such decisions without careful consideration, and they are now deep into that situation and they cannot help themselves. And that's very key, that we warn you as a young man, that every decision that you make, calculated. Educational wise, make sure that you make calculated decisions. We have seen people that choose courses or degrees or a type of career pathway that they've not thought carefully. And they are in it now, and they've wasted time and money in studying a certain type of a career. But then while you are in it, you are not actually happy anymore. You're miserable in that career, and you find that it takes you nowhere because you are not happy. You don't have joy in it. And this is very important, that we want you to be careful about your decisions from the beginning. So if you want to decide right now to study, yes, decide, but also make sure that you are careful about what to study and where to study, because all that is very important in the bigger schemes and it's because a bigger scheme of things, and whereby you would see the results that your life will bring based on your decisions. Remember, your decisions are backbone to your life. Remember that decisions are actually the foundation to your life. Our lives are full of decisions, and they are actually constructed by decisions as well. So therefore, if you're not careful about your decisions, you are going to throw yourself into the spin of your life, and you're going to destroy your life because of wrong decisions in your life. But as a young man also, I want to emphasize that you need to be consistent if you want to be trusted by people in your actions. You need to be consistent. You cannot do this today and tomorrow you're doing something else. You cannot start something and you're not finishing it. And as a young man, I want to emphasize that it's very important, therefore, that you understand that consistency builds trust. Because people want to see if that which you say with your mouth, you can do it. You can act it. Not only to act it, but they want to see that action consistently. You cannot actually do it once only today and expect people to trust you. People are going to wait for you to show up a little bit more. People are going to wait for you to do things a little bit more so that they can start building trust based on your consistency. Because consistency, remember, it brings about integrity. It brings about a certain character in you. And people will trust the character in you that has been built over time than something that you just do today and then they believe in you. Now, as a young man, I want to advise you as well that please, guard for consistency in everything that one is doing. Whether it's your friend, whether it's people that you're associated with, please trust them only when they've been consistent in what they're doing. When somebody tells you the truth today and they are not consistent enough with their truth, therefore you cannot trust them, because trust can only be when there is consistency in that. Now, as a young man, we want to emphasize that please learn to be consistent with your action. Because consistency with your action, people can know what you are, who you are. They can know your integrity. They can know what you're standing for. They know what you believe in. They know what you do and what you cannot do. Because based on your consistency, it builds a certain character in you that people can trust and know that when he says this, it is this based on the actions that you've shown before. I want to emphasize also that you might have realized that even your own parents, when they are not consistent in what they are doing, you don't trust them. When they promise something and they don't deliver to their promises, and when they are giving you something, but then they cannot give that to you tomorrow, and when they support you today, they cannot support you tomorrow, and all these type of things, as long as they are not done consistently, I want to tell you now that it cannot build trust, because trust is built by consistent showing of your actions, that when people look at it, they really see that this man has actually decided to become something in his life. Have you realized also that when you've made a mistake against people, you need to build your trust through consistency of showing remorse, consistency of being apologetic, consistency of showing that you regret that which you have done against the people. If you have violated somebody and you realize that you are wrong, be sorry. And as you are sorry and apologizing, consistently live in your apology so that you show the people that you are not going to do that again. But if you are not consistent, you say sorry today, but yet you continue doing the same thing all over again, that which you have apologized about, it shows that you are not consistent in your life. Therefore, people cannot trust you, and don't blame them if they cannot trust you. I want to emphasize that trust is built by being consistent in your own action. And I want to end up here today. Your host, Makona Spokane. This, of course, was part 2 of this great topic. We will continue with this topic tomorrow, part 3 of building trust with others. And so please make sure that you join us as we deal with part 3 tomorrow. And may the good Lord bless you. Allow me to say cheers for now, but also remember to join our socials, Facebook page, like Young Men Empowerment Forum, like the Facebook page of my Konas Pogani. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you are part of it. May the good Lord bless you, and cheers for now.